So in this video, we'll be talking about the history of McDonald's, and I'll be showing you guys a quick tour of the McDonald's History Museum in San Bernardino, California. But I'll start off with a quick history review of Richard and Maurice McDonald, the brothers that started the whole franchise, and how the franchise was kind of stolen from them, and how a lot of people didn't even know that this history all came from San Bernardino, California. Now, Richard and Maurice were not new to the food industry. They started in Arizona, worked their way to California, and in 1940 opened up McDonald's in San Bernardino, California as a barbecue chain. And at 1948, they revamped the whole thing and decided to sell a smaller menu and go for the speedy service. So check that out and see how they flourished with Route 66 and how it took off.
Here you are. What's this? Your food. No. I just ordered. And now it's here.
Now, the clip that you saw is from the movie The Founder. If you haven't already seen it, the gentleman was Ray Kroc from Oak Park, Illinois. He was a businessman and a vendor. He ended up doing business with the brothers, selling them milkshake machines, driving all the way from Illinois through Route 66 to San Bernardino, California. Now, when he saw the speedy service and the success the business had, he wanted a piece of the pie. This is a long story. I recommend you watch the movie, but things did go sour for the brothers.
Got my word on that. Dick Mac. Let's make a deal.
So now, how did they get to that point? Well, Ray Kroc, seeing how the success of the business and where it can potentially go, worked in a relationship with the brothers and gained some of their trust. Even though they seemed skeptical, they still trusted him. And that's how he convinced them to franchise the organization, which sold the real estate of the property where they built McDonald's all across the country that made him extremely rich. And after a certain time period, he had so much money and such great lawyers that they really didn't have a choice but to sell him the business. All they wanted was 1% of their royalties. They knew it was going in the wrong direction, and he convinced them to do a handshake deal that he promised and gave his word on that he never lived out. He never, honored that, which is a sad story, which made a lot of people think that McDonald's was founded and first discovered and established in Illinois and not San Bernardino, California. But in actuality, it was very much founded, very much discovered, and very much put together in San Bernardino, California by these two brothers. As you can see, I'm on site. That's the Richard and Maurice McDonald's brothers, historic Route 66 sign, San Bernardino, California. This is the original location of the first McDonald's. Now, the McDonald's was torn down, so was built into a museum, and there's still a couple of original artifacts, original pieces, like a plaque of the original flooring. So a lot of people get it confused because it's not still the original oldest McDonald's standing. It's the first McDonald's ever built, but it was torn down. So that causes a lot of confusion. But this is actually the site of where the first McDonald's was in history. A lot of plaques explaining, how things took off. Juan Polo, which is a big business, chicken business, the CEO of Juan Polo actually purchased the property and actually helped revamp this and put this McDonald's museum together. So a lot of credit to him. And he also has a Juan Polo museum on the side, kind of showing the history of Juan Polo as well, which he should do. I think it's a great thing that he did this. There's a plaque right there. I mean, actually a mural right there of Richard and Maurice McDonald. That is the original flooring right there. As you can see, they try to keep a couple original things. Just think it's cool for people to see. Right here, you can see the plaque where it just kind of describes original McDonald's flooring. I believe it said 1953. But let's continue. The story is pretty just unfortunate when it comes to these San Bernardino stories I'm starting to do, when they were just taking off in the 1940s and 50s with Route 66. This thing was amazing for them to do this speedy service and to revamp the food industry. As you can see, this is the original sign up there when it was barbecue. I'm sorry, this is the original sign coming up where they had barbecue and they kind of changed it to hamburger and fries and made it a smaller menu. But it's just unfortunate. As you can see, there's a lot of RVs. A lot of people come and they stop trying to do a Route 66 tour, and they find out about this McDonald's museum. A lot of people don't know, even though there's quite a few people that do know now. There's still a lot of people across America that do not know that McDonald's was started in this small city of San Bernardino. But as you can see, historic McDonald's museum. And looking up, this is the barbecue sign right here of the Speedy mascot. Before they changed the mascot to Ronald McDonald and Grimace and all those characters. And we have a mural of all of Route 66 right here. 15-cent hamburgers. Now, these old school cars you see, obviously, Route 66 was big on cars. To this day, they still have car shows. Just kind of reminiscing, going back to that time frame, the 50s. This mural kind of explains it all. It's showing Stater Brothers, which was an Inland Empire food chain that became one of the big grocery stores. As you can see, Queen Mary, Long Beach, Santa Monica, Dodger Stadium, Griffith Park, Hollywood. I'm just kind of going through this mural, explaining to people that aren't from this California area. All my California subscribers, you guys already know what this is, but this is just breaking down Route 66, breaking down what's in the area and a lot of the history. So I think this is great that they have this big mural. A lot of people overlook it, but if you're into things like this, I think it's pretty cool. That's the Queen Mary. Obviously, they got a lot of detailed art in there. The railroads, Hesperia, Yucaipa, these are all cities. Joshua Tree, which is known as Joshua Tree National Park, Rialto, Bloomington, Amboy. These are all cities outside of Los Angeles. Devore, Redlands. Redlands is known for their citrus fruits in the 60s and the 50s. Kind of like Riverside, California, known for the citrus industry. A lot of orange grove. Loma Linda University Medical Center is one of the best hospitals and best medical universities in the country. Anybody that's out here will tell you that. Saved a lot of people's lives. Great hospital. Ontario is known for Ontario Airport. If you're not going through LAX, you're going through Ontario. Castaways, San Bernardino Mountains restaurant. Obviously the McDonald's. Just a lot of history, just showing you the whole Route 66.
Hello. How many people with you?
It's just me.
Your visitor number 259. There's a free
259.
history sheet. You can take that.
Okay.
If you like our museum, leave something right over there. And there in the big one. Right over there. That keeps our doors open. Okay.
As you can see, I was visitor number 259, so this place definitely does get a lot of traffic. It is free of charge, like the gentleman said. Any donations are helpful. It keeps the doors open. So $1, $5, whatever you can donate when you come, keeps this place going. Now, when I first got in, I just thought it was great. All the details, little things they have, photos just showing in 1942 when it was barbecue. We all know it transitioned in 1948 to the McDonald's with the hamburger fry menu. But just going through this, it's so much. I tried to give you guys all I can, but you have to go to kind of see everything yourself. So I'm just going to kind of walk you through what I did get. So 1948, remodeling, opening it up in 1954 as the original McDonald's. Now going through, this is just the old school pictures. I think it's really cool just seeing some of the cars and Route 66 and how it looked in this time. A lot of these pictures you can't find online, but you can find in this museum. Now you can find a few of them online, but they have so many pictures, and you have to come to see them if you really want to see these historic pictures, news articles and such, back from the 40s and the 50s. I just think it's really cool. 14th and E Street. Like I spoke at the beginning of the video, East Street is the street that we're off of, and that's where the first McDonald's was launched. This menu is pretty cool. I think it's crazy how 15-cent hamburgers and stuff, you can't get anything for 15 cent nowadays. But, it kind of balances out. People made a lot of less money back then. But, yeah, so the Golden Arch Building, 1961, 4th and 14th and East Street again. As you can see, Ray Kroc opens new store to put the brothers out of business in 1962. Original Arch converted to Big M in 1961. That's the Big M off of E and 14th. Now, this is an old character I remember. I couldn't remember the name, but I do remember seeing it as a kid. But going through, you have Olympic artifacts. You have so much to see. Going through the old hats, that's the original bag from 1964. I mean, some of this stuff is unbelievable how they even got their hands on this stuff. I was told that most of it was donations from a lot of people across the world, as far as the Happy Meal toys, a lot of artifacts, old school toys. Look at this is McDonald's pizza. I mean, there's so many things I just didn't know. So many different menu items all over the world that they sell. I never knew McDonald's sold pizza, but you would have to go to a McDonald's out of the country, obviously. Moving on. Yeah, I'd spent at least an hour in here, but as you can see, this is outdoor lighting, 1951, which made it a pretty big deal. Like I said, Route 66. I can only imagine the traffic that they were getting back in these days. Whoever remembers the Moon Man from McDonald's, these are some of the stars that were employees from Jay Leno. I believe that is, I can't remember her name. Anybody help me? Keenan Ivory Wayans. But clearly just some of the superstars, celebrities that started their careers off as a McDonald's employee. A lot of the famous toys from looks like Bobby's World to Looney Tunes. They had so many Happy Meal items that take me back through memory lane looking at this stuff. As a kid in the 80s, you wanted to get a Happy Meal just for all the toys and the advertisement, which was just pure genius at that time to get kids to want a Happy Meal. I will say Ray Kroc and the way it was franchised was unbelievable. I don't like the way the McDonald's brothers got done, but I do believe if you're trying to market something and trying to make millions, McDonald's did a brilliant job. Super Mario, a lot of Ronald McDonald's. I mean, we're just going down memory lane. I believe that is the Flintstones. So put in the comments if you guys remember any of these things, or there's something that you don't see. I tried to get as much video as I can. The USA Dream Team, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen. I do remember these cups with Scottie Pippen, Magic Johnson, and I was trying so hard to get a Michael Jordan. I remember I had like 2 Magic Johnsons, a Scottie Pippen, and Karl Malone, and I would just keep going, because the Michael Jordan cups were they didn't come as often. So that was another marketing strategy. They knew that if you were a fan, you would constantly come back to buy that meal to try to get the cup of the basketball player you wanted, or if it's a cartoon or a character you wanted. Now, this is the founder with Michael Keaton, the movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you do. Everything's signed by all the movie stars. It's kind of its own little section. And this movie coming out really helped this museum kind of get a new light, and a lot of people want to tour it because when they saw the movie, they were interested into the location. So I just think that was great that they made that movie, and it kind of helped this museum and kind of helped the legacy of the McDonald's brothers. Michael Keaton did an unbelievable job. Definitely one of my favorite actors, from Batman to Beetlejuice. But yeah, and just showing some of the shirts and artifacts and stuff they used in the movies. It says this shirt was worn in the movie. I don't know. I guess one of the employees. I didn't really know. Can't tell you who it was. And this is the mixer that was used. I hope back then that their mixers were actually working, and not like today with the Oreo McFlurry, and every time you go, if you want one, it ain't working. But that's just a little humor for anybody. Moving on, as you can see, all these articles, I spent a lot of time kind of just showing you guys this founder location, and I don't know. I mean, I think it's great. Um, like I said, you guys sound off in the comments if there's something that um, I kind of left out. I mean, I could have been in here for 2 hours if if I got everything, but that would kind of take away some of the the mystery of you guys seeing it yourself. This is one of the old fry makers. I mean, it's just crazy. Like I said, the stuff that you see, I could be in here all day just looking at how ancient that fry basket looks compared to how they look now is crazy to me. There's a picture of Ray Kroc, and that is East Street's grand opening in 1962. So, and these are some of the Happy Meal boxes, Back to the Future. I said Olympic cups again, fries look like Reggie Miller. I can't really see the rest of the players on here. But yeah, they were just marketing geniuses as far as marketing is concerned, from their commercials, their characters, their Happy Meals, their playgrounds. Here's some more toys. Looks like Snow White, Animaniacs, um, Charlie Brown. I mean, I don't think there's a cartoon from the 80s or 90s that you can't find a McDonald's Happy Meal toy of. Just some of the outdoor play artifacts. Everybody remembers that. And then they eventually moved it inside with the big playpens. The Hamburglar. I don't remember all the names of every character, but I try. That looks like 101 Dalmatians. I think everybody was trying to collect all of them. Just another way to keep you wanting to get those other Happy Meals to get all those characters. Chip and Dale, Madagascar, SpongeBob, Batman, I believe. It's so much I can't even, I can't even keep up with this stuff. But I wanted to give you guys more detail than a lot of videos I've seen. I wanted you guys to kind of just be able to see a little more. I think a lot of people see it and they don't think there's much to this place. But so I'm trying to break it down so you guys can see how much is actually really in here. These are collections from China. I mean, they have collections from Japan, from Italy, all over the world. And they mark them up. Yeah, there's Japan right there. The different bags with the Japanese writing. It's pretty crazy how much stuff they have in here. I'm telling you right now, it's a little overwhelming if you're not if you're not expecting it. The Philippines, pictures, people, just crazy stuff to let you know the food they sold. You wouldn't think McDonald's with chicken and pizza and all these things, like I said before. So this place has a lot, and for it to be free, and if you want to just leave a little donation, 5, 10 bucks, whatever you can do, it's pretty crazy. So if you are in the area and you are doing a Route 66 trip and you want to go past, the TP Motel or whatever you're doing in this California area, I really recommend you stop here, especially if you're interested in the true history of it, because this tells a lot. As you can see, Beijing. But I saw all I really got. I could have gave you guys a lot more, but I want you guys to see it for yourself. Closing this video out, what do you guys think about McDonald's and where it started and where it's at now? I don't want to bash anything, but I'm not a fan of the actual food now and what it became. There's the Juan Polo Museum. But hey, to each his own. I really wish the McDonald's brother got their just due. But it is a part of history, and I do remember the childhood things, and you can never take that back. So, I don't want to completely bash McDonald's. I think it had definitely its hot run, historical run, and at one point the food was meant to serve people and all about being great hamburgers. I just think it turned into a money-making machine, and when things make money, they kind of loses its values to a certain point, and that's not just with food, that's with anything. And I think that's what happened with McDonald's. I think it became just this big thing, this big marketing thing and big franchise thing where it generated so much money that it kind of just forgot about its values and its food and just its morals of serving people good food versus just generate money and how fast can we get this out here. And I believe in the movie that's what the brothers kind of saw. They saw it was going to go to that point, and they never wanted that. I think they just wanted to make the best food restaurant they can possibly make. I don't think they were looking at it to make millions of restaurants around the world and billions of dollars and all that. They didn't. I don't think they wanted all that. I think they just wanted to do the best that they can do and kind of keep it local, and just everything ran their way. And once that changed, they kind of just wanted out. And it's just sad that they didn't at least get their 1% royalties out the deal. And it's kind of like trying to put videos out here and other YouTubers putting videos out here. I think it's good for people that don't know, can kind of know their legacy and know their history, and they can get their just due for not only just making McDonald's, and it's really the fact of the genius behind it of just revamping the whole industry. It might be a bad thing today with fast food, but at that time when people are used to getting dined and people coming out on roller skates, and they really changed the game with this. I mean, for you to be able to pull up and they have an assembly line and serve food a certain way, so many places followed suit. And I did hear on the East Coast that White Castle kind of was doing that too. So I'm not saying that they're the only ones and they kind of just only came up with it, but they came up with a system that worked and it took off and it went to new heights. So closing this video out, leave in the comments what you guys think. I did a burger video where, and that was a little different, but it's kind of the same thing. They spread franchise, and I don't think it has its same history. How do you put it? I don't think it has the same values when it gets that big. But I'm gonna close this video out. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Remember to love life, cherish life, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.